Hello everyone. I wanted to do a quick video about the difference between getting a mainstream place for your child and a SEN schooling for your child. So we have decided to put Grace in a special needs school. That is not always the preference for parents with children with SEN. We decided to because Grace has a variety of different diagnosis. So she has got autism, severe global developmental delay, PICA, and a question mark over ADHD as well. So there's a lot going on. And that's always something to factor into your decision of what you want to do. Not just that, you need to know what's in your area, so what's available, and whether your child would meet that need. So we found that there are very few special educational needs settings in England, especially if you're rural like we are. We're very lucky that we have a lot of professionals around us who support Grace, and we're also very lucky that we are stubborn people and will fight for our child's needs and will get the best. So in mainstreams, if you have an educational health care plan, there is a possibility of your child having a 1-to-3, a 1-to-2, or a 1-to-1 support system. And what that means is they could get extra funding to have a person in place that will specifically care for your child's needs. Now, in a special needs setting, they may not have a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 or a 1-to-3, but what they will have is specialist training, and different specialists come into that school who can help your child further. For instance, in the school that we're looking to go to for our daughter, they have speech therapists come in 3 times a week for half an hour per child. Now, a mainstream school would probably not do that because they would not have the funding to facilitate that. Specialist schools may also have different therapies such as trampolining, water therapy, things like that, even Lego therapy, which I know some mainstream schools do as well. And it really comes down to the fact that what's in your area. So you really need to do your research. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Go for show arounds. Really get into the nitty gritty. Look at Ofsted reports. Ask previous parents. Because it's really important, especially for children on the spectrum. If you put them in a setting, you want to know that they are catered for and cared for, and you don't want to have to change that setting because that's not the case, because then that will disturb your child's education. And not just that, it's a change of routine, which we were really concerned about. Originally, our caseworker wanted us to put our daughter in a mainstream setting until there was a specialist school available. We point blank refused that, which you are able to do. Don't feel like you're not able to do anything. At the end of the day, this is your child. This is your child's education and your child's care. I'm coming across really passionate, but it's because we've been going around it for so long. And I've had to fight so much. It's gotten to the point where I've probably been a bit nasty to my caseworker. So if you do see this, I am very sorry. But it's just very important to us. You know, there are babies at the end of the day, and we want someone to look after our child who knows our child and who has a plan in place. So many settings, if a child does not have an EHC already in place, that may be for a variety of different reasons, you can also put a SEN plan in place with your childcare provider, whether that's mainstream, or, you know, a preschool or a nursery or anything like that. Once they go to a specialist school, they will have to have an EHC plan in place in order to be accepted. And that will only be accepted by your learning authority, and they usually provide the setting where your child will go. You can provide a preference, which is what we've done, but ultimately the learning authority will have the final say so, because they will see where the best suited school is for your child. If your child is over 5 and the school is over a mile away, I believe you're eligible for transport. Depending on different counties and different boroughs, that may come at a cost, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's always worth looking into, whether it's going to Citizens Advice, going to your local learning authority, or even asking your child's mainstream provider, preschool, or special needs provider if they're already in one. Always keep in contact, whether it's your child's primary school teacher. So ask for meetings, get their email address, anything like that. Whether it's the SENCO at their educational setting, or even their key person. So we've got a wonderful key person and a preschool manager who are absolutely fantastic. And it's going to be a very emotional day when Grace leaves, which is coming up very soon, hopefully. So yes, make a list of questions you want to ask that are specific to your child. Will they follow your child's routine? Write down any cues that your child has. So if your child is non-verbal, they may have different ways of asking for a drink or going to the toilet or things like that. These are all the things that your setting will need to know. And I believe even mainstream settings now have to take children that are not toilet trained, which was a main concern for us. Our daughter is not toilet trained yet. She's still non-verbal. She's starting to understand when she has gone to the toilet, especially number 2. But she will not tell us, when she wants to, or to go to the toilet or anything like that. She has not got that ability to do that yet. So that's always a thing to talk about as well, which is a big thing, because you want to know your child is cared for, that they will, look after your child, change your child, and it will not be a big issue. But again, make a load of questions. I'm happy to answer messages to ask certain questions that we did. Always make friends with people as well. So try and be very, very friendly, because that's when you get a lot of things done. Until the time comes when you need to be stern, be very, very friendly, but very, very affirmative, because that's when you get things done. But yeah, if my inbox is open, if anyone has any questions, it's always a personal decision whether to send your child to mainstream or special needs school. So that's something you, your partner, and your family need to discuss, what is right for your child. Because, like I said, all children are different on the spectrum, and it's what their abilities are that can be catered for at certain settings. But have a good day. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be happy to go through them with you. Thanks, bye.